What's up, Gothamites? Welcome to Good Night Gotham. I'm Lucas Siegel, and tonight we have an amazing special guest. She's Gotham's Selina Kyle, the future Catwoman, Camren Bicondova. Hello, Camren. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So obviously, Selina has a lot going on right now. She's got so much to deal with just in this little 3-episode arc before the long winter hiatus. Between Bruce, her mother, the Court of Owls, Ivy. What's at the top of the list for Selina right now? What is she trying to deal with first?
She's definitely worried about her mother right now. I'm not necessarily worried, but at the top of her to-do list is definitely her mother because she's been gone for 11 years and it's the first time that she's seen, heard, talked to her mother in years. So that's the main thing for her right now. She's kind of feeling weird about Bruce anyway. So
yeah,
she's just a mess right now. She's a mess.
How much do you feel like Selina has changed so far this year? Do you feel like she's fundamentally the same character, or is she really different since the start of the season?
She'll always fundamentally be the same character. I mean, you can't change the way a person is, but definitely she's changed in that she's actually open to being a little bit more vulnerable and being a little bit more open with her feelings.
Yeah.
Before, say, especially in the first season, she was very guarded, didn't even like talking to people really. She hated people. And so now, especially with her mom around, but also with her relationship with Bruce evolving, she's forced to deal with these emotions that she's feeling. And as a teenager myself, it's great to see Selina actually go through things that teenagers themselves go through every day because it's normal to do that. It's normal to explore and feel different ways and think different things. And that's what I'm enjoying about Selina's evolvement. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Evolvement. Yeah, I was
Sure.
right. Yes.
Evolution.
High school. I'm
all
working
good.
on graduating. Okay, but back to the topic. So that's why I'm excited for Selina's evolvement because it's normal, you know? And
Right.
I love that the show and our writers show the realistic lives of people and not just this comic book fantasy.
Yeah, it was nice to get to see you have a little bit of a happy moment for once as well, with the four of you all just sitting there having dinner and joking around.
Even if there is a happy moment, she doesn't normally show it. She almost shows it by hiding it. Like you said, it's nice to actually see her showing that she's happy.
Which, of course, then made me think that something terrible is about to happen.
Oh, of course. That's how life is. The moment you think that you have everything under control, it throws a curveball at you, especially for Selina.
Absolutely, and especially on Gotham. With everything happening to her and around her right now, what would you say Selina's own personal goals are at the moment? I know before, or towards the beginning of the season, we talked about it, and it was pretty much still just survival. Is that still her personal goal, or is she trying for something else right now?
I think that will always be her goal, because that was what kept her alive when her mom left her.
Right.
I think as of right now, what is to be 13, episode 13, she wants to connect to her mom again, you know, having this role model who actually is blood related to her is not something she's used to. So I think that's the newest goal for her, which will, I'm sure, eventually change. But that's her new goal, is to be connected to her mom again.
Now, you and I have talked a lot about the way Selina walks a tightrope between good and evil. At the end of this 3-episode arc here in January, which way do you think she's leaning? Is she leaning towards good, leaning towards evil? Is she still right on the middle as we begin the long wait until April? Give us your best tease.
Well, I think she'll be leaning more towards the evil. Everybody says that Catwoman is this anti-hero. The definition of an anti-hero is a hero who does bad things to do good. And
Right.
really, that's just a normal human being. So for me, I don't see her as a hero or villain either way. I see her as a human being who has to do certain things to stay alive, being that she's a teenager in anarchy like like Gotham.
Yeah.
So I think to give you an answer that you want, she's leaning more toward the evil side. But to answer my way would be she's just going with the flow.
Okay. All right. I like that. Um, Now, we've gotten to see you in the goggles. Obviously, we see a little Catwoman influence in the way that Mama Kyle is dressed. And we learned just this week that Enigma is getting a more traditional Riddler costume. Are we going to see any more Catwoman costume stylings in your near future? Is there any part of that costume that you would like to see particularly?
Um, I think we will see some changes because after episode 13, there will be some changes in Selena's life.
Okay.
And at least for me as a young lady, when I go through a major change, I change my physical look. Like
Yeah.
when I was 10, I shaved my head, and when I you go through different phases of style as well. So as a teenager, Selena, when she goes through changes, she's gonna find different ways to show that she's this new person for however long it lasts. So I think, of course, she's gonna see some changes. I would love to see her get some more cool jackets, because
Okay.
that's one thing that me and her have in common is our love of jackets. But I feel like she tends to like the dark stuff, the dark jackets, and I think she could pull off like a cool, colorful jacket, you know? So maybe
Yeah.
that's one thing that I would that I would hope she leans towards.
Rocked some blue, a little splash of
Yeah,
color
some
in the last
blue,
episode there.
she wouldn't go for pink, but maybe like a fuchsia. I don't know.
Catwoman and fuchsia, two things we don't usually hear in the same sentence, I don't think.
Yeah, no, for sure not.
Well, speaking of the actual Catwoman, it sounds like Catwoman is going to be heading back to the big screen in the Suicide Squad spinoff Gotham City Sirens. I was wondering if you have any favorite actresses or any people that you would fan cast in the role that you would like to see as Catwoman on the big screen.
Oh, I didn't even know that that was happening. I'm so out of
Yeah.
tune with that kind of stuff. That's awesome. I don't know who I would cast. Because all of the actors who have played her before, the six before me, they were amazing. So I don't know. And I have so many favorite actors, I don't know who I would choose. I
Okay.
mean, Scarlett Johansson is a pretty badass woman, so maybe her.
She is.
But I don't know anybody really. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing a movie with Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. It should be pretty fun.
Ugh. Maybe Scarlett Johansson could be Poison Ivy.
Ooh, there you go. We
And
know
then I don't
she
know who
can
they would
pull off
pick
the
for
redhead.
Catwoman, because all the women who I would think of mentioning have already played her. So, ooh,
Fair enough.
that's gonna be interesting.
All right, Cameron, wrapping up a little bit here. Any little teases you can give about what's coming up for Selena, either at the end of this arc or in the last eight episodes of the season, or really just something that that you're looking forward to exploring with her, whether it's being back on her own or the way that she's dealing with all of her teenage emotions, like you said. Just any little tease you can give us here for to tide us over until April.
To
We have such
to
a
tie
long
it up,
wait.
I know it's so long, but I'm definitely excited for her to go through a dark phase and be on her own. Those are the two main things. I feel like for especially like I know I've been mentioning teenage girl, but she is one. I think it's very liberating for a young lady to go through a very big change, and or a woman in general, but for a young lady to go through a big change. So I'm excited to see whatever change happens. I'm excited to see how she deals with it, and I'm excited to be able to play that. So that would be what I'm excited for, is a big change and what she does after the change.
Okay. All right. That's a pretty good tease. Thank you so much for chatting with us tonight, Camren. It's a pleasure, as always, to get to see your smiling face.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be here.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow us at Comic Book on Twitter to stay up to date on all things Gotham and Batman and all your geek news. I'm Lucas Siegel. Good night, Gotham.